and thanks for staying with us. KB Command welcome Odogu to the command. Also on custom support, KRT says goods worth over 130 million naira plus seizure from FOU Zone A. I am Egeseme Edine. Stay tuned for more. The custom management under the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to implement policies that will further benefit importers and exporters all over the country. He was speaking in Abuja when he says that Nigerian Customs Service will continue to showcase the workings of the service alongside with the management as approved by Mr. President.
In line with its modernization drive and commitment to trade facilitation, the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) has engaged in a high-level consultation with the Nigerian Shippers Council (NSC) on the implementation of the Unified Customs Management System, more commonly known as B-Odogu. Following concerns raised by freight forwarders and licensed customs agents regarding delays and demurrage linked to the B-Odogu rollout, the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, met with the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Ukeyima, on Monday, 19th August 2025, at the Nigeria Customs Service Headquarters, Abuja. The engagement provided a platform to deliberate on practical solutions aimed at mitigating the inconveniences experienced by operators.
It's an ambitious law. A lot of people are worried about implementation, but we will not know the rest of it until when we get to the implementation stage. But I think that customs should not be in that box. That's my own thinking. And I think if stakeholders come together and realistically speak to this law, some of these issues will come up before the implementation stage. And I think they should call the stakeholder before the implementation.
Furthermore, the CGC reaffirmed that B-Odogu, being a flagship project under the Customs Modernization Program, remains critical to achieving a transparent, technology-driven, and globally competitive clearance process. He assured that challenges in this initial phase will be systematically resolved through structured stakeholder engagement, phased improvements, and continuous system upgrades.
The only area where we have issues is in the areas of reconciliations. When we needed to reconcile amounts that are collected with the amounts that are, remitted to CBN, and all. During those, there's always an issue, one issue or the other. Public Account Committee, they drag us all of the time. But after briefing with the minister and things like that, if there are areas where you also want us to do advocacy, we'll also be willing. The port concession agreement is already on their, on the eve of, signing other concession agreement with that other terminal operators. So maybe those things will still come back and we'll call stakeholders.
It is pertinent to note that the B-Odogu is an indigenous platform aimed at centralizing customs processes, integrating stakeholders into a unified system, while cutting clearance timelines, reducing costs, boosting compliance, and strengthening government revenue. The NCS therefore calls on stakeholders to support the implementation process, provide constructive feedback, and partner with customs in building a modernized trade ecosystem that promotes efficiency, competitiveness, and national development.
The KB Command of Nigerian Customs Service has recorded its first declaration on B-Odogu platform as approved by the management of the Nigerian Customs Service.
A historic milestone was recorded as the Kebbi Area Command successfully processed its first declaration using B-Odogu, an indigenous platform developed by officers and men of the Nigeria Customs Service with the support of concessionaires under the Trade Modernization Project. At the sensitization exercise on the B-Odogu platform conducted by ICT modernization officers for officers and stakeholders of the command, the Customs Area Controller, Comptroller C.C. Nwokore, expressed his profound appreciation to the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, for entrusting him with the leadership of the Kebbi Command and for championing such an innovative initiative aimed at enhancing revenue generation and promoting seamless trade facilitation. Comptroller Umokore further urged officers and stakeholders to give utmost attention to the sensitization exercise, stressing that B. Odogu represents the future of customs operations. He emphasized that as a vital revenue generation tool, it is essential for officers to acquire adequate knowledge of the platform and its applications. Following the training session during which licensed agents and traders were guided on registration and effective use of the platform, the chairman of the Nigerian Customs Licensed Agents Kebbi State Chapter, Alhaji Muhammad Nahali Kamba, commended the Comptroller General for the initiative and pledged the association's commitments to complying with all guidelines governing its use.
The Kirikiri Terminal of Nigerian Customs Service has announced a change in revenue generation as approved by the management. The command also sees goods worth over 130 million naira from some importers.
The Customs Area Controller of the Kirikiri Lighter Terminal Command, Comptroller Ehosa Joy Edeldwok, presented the operational report of the command for the first half of the year, being January to June 2025. Edeldwok disclosed that during the period under review, the command recorded a total revenue collection of 89,205,500,741 naira 85 kobo only. According to her, during this period, the command implemented focused reforms, targeted enforcement activities, and practical strategies to boost compliance, protect the national economy, and secure the borders under its jurisdiction. She noted that these measures produced clear results and strengthened the command's ability to deliver on its mandates. She explained that this figure represented a substantial increase compared to the corresponding period in 2024, which stood at 54,806,893,697 naira only. Speaking on anti-smuggling operations, Comptroller Edeldwok reported that the command maintained a posture of alertness, discipline, and zero tolerance for infractions. She revealed that the enforcement team intercepted two 40-foot containers identified as HLBU 1067338 and HLBU 2239792, both loaded with expired pharmaceutical products with a cumulative duty paid value DPV of 130 million naira only.
We had a very active and productive period marked by our firm commitments to increasing revenue, enforcing legitimate trade, and tackling smuggling in all its forms. During this period, the command implemented focused reforms, targeted enforcement activities, and practical strategies designed to boost compliance, protect the national economy, secure our borders, and all activities under our jurisdiction. These measures produced clear results and further strengthened our capacity to deliver effectively on our mandates. Revenue. During the period under review, the command recorded a total revenue collection of 89,205,500,741 naira 85 kobo only. This represents a substantial increase compared with the corresponding period in 2024, that is January to June of 2024, which stood at 54,806,893,697 naira only. This difference of 34,398,607,044 naira 85 kobo reflects a 63% increase when compared with what we did this year. This demonstrates the command's enhanced operational efficiency and improved compliance levels at all fronts. Anti-smuggling operations. In the discharge of our mandates in the area of anti-smuggling, the officers and men of this command express professionalism in the discharge of their duties. They remain vigilant and fully committed to enforcing government policies and trade regulations. Our enforcement team intercepted 2 40-foot containers, which we are handing over today to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. That is container numbers HLBU 1067338 and HLBU 2239792, both loaded with expired pharmaceutical products with a cumulative duty paid value of 130 million naira only. These goods are in clear violation of the provisions of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023 and other import regulations. The process of handing over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for necessary actions has also already commenced. This command will continue to intensify its efforts, remain alert, vigilant, and enforce the law without compromise to safeguard our citizens and to protect the economy.
She stated that the items contravened the provisions of the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023 and other import laws, adding that the command has commenced the formal process of handing them over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, for necessary action.
What we are doing here today is handing over 2 containers of expired pharmaceuticals to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, our sister agency. And what you see here today is a result of collaboration, intelligence sharing, and partnership with our sister agency. Behind me here are 2 containers carrying expired drugs, expired codeine precisely. We have a total in the 2 containers, total number of bottles, 347,869 bottles with 53,561.2 kg of expired codeine. In all, we have a total number of 2,858 cartons that we are handing over to the NDLE today for further action. Estimated market value from what we have gotten is about 7 billion in both containers. That's the estimated market value. Because as you know, codeine is a classified item. It's not meant to be sold in the market just like that. It's a prescribed drug. But some unscrupulous elements brought them in, disguised as dutiable items. Only based on intelligence, we now found out that these are classified items that are meant, they're not supposed even to come to KLT in the first place. Because like you know, only a proper command is allowed to receive items like this. But they brought them here based on intelligence sharing. The information got to us and the containers have been seized, and today we are handing them over to NDLE.
Comptroller Edo Dwok expressed sincere appreciation to all stakeholders and partner agencies for their continued cooperation and support. She described their contributions as critical to the effective delivery of the command's mandate
You are watching the
and the
program,
advancement
Customs
of the
Report.
national economy.
The customs controller in charge of FOU Zone A has smashed a syndicate that specialized in smuggling uncustomed goods into the country. The customs area controller said his men arrested 13 suspects in the course of the operation, and seizures worth over 3.14 billion naira was also seized in 3 weeks.
In a bold assertion of its commitment to combating smuggling activities in the southwest region of Nigeria, the Federal Operations Unit FOU Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service has unveiled a series of significant anti-smuggling operations that have led to impressive results. At a media briefing in Ikeja, Lagos, Comptroller Mohammed Shuaibu announced that the unit has successfully intercepted contraband valued at 3,144,680,000 naira over the course of just 3 weeks. He said that the FOU's recent operations, driven by intelligence-led strategies, resulted in a staggering total of 76 interceptions. He listed the confiscated items to include 4,068 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 22 used vehicles, 485 jerrycans of premium motor spirit PMS, 57 parcels of cannabis sativa, and 120 bales of used clothes. He added that the operations not only led to the seizure of contraband, but also to the arrest of 13 suspects linked to these illicit activities. While some suspects have been granted administrative bail, others remain in the custody of relevant security agencies, where they will face further investigation and potential prosecution for their role in the smuggling network.
As an enforcement arm of the Nigerian Customs Service, our mandate remains firm and focused to safeguard our nation's borders, protect the economy, and combat all forms of illicit trade. In line with this mandate, the Federal Operations Unit Zone A has intensified surveillance and enforcement activities across the 6 states of the Southwest geopolitical zones. Today, I am pleased to report a significant breakthrough achieved by our dedicated officers and operatives through intelligence-driven operations over the past 3 weeks. These efforts led to a total of 76 interceptions of smuggled and contraband goods, which include the following: 4,068 bags of 50 kg foreign parboiled rice, each equivalent to 7 trailer load. Then 22 used Tukumbo vehicles, including 2 Ashok Lela drilling trucks. 485 jerrycans of 25 liters each of premium metal spirits. That's totaling about 12,125 liters. Then 120 bales of used clothing, 57 parcels of cannabis sativa, 47 cartons of foreign poultry products, 1,155 jerrycans of 25 liters each of foreign vegetable oil. In addition of all this, we made notable seizures involving 8 containers with misdeclaration or misdeclared goods or attempt to evade duties. The breakdown is as follows: 4x40 foot containers, MSKU, sacks of used shoes and canvas, MSKU, auto spare parts, tires and vehicles, TCNU, furniture, ACLU, spare parts, tires and vehicles, then 2x20 foot containers, Temu, furniture, TCLU, furniture, TCKU, furniture, TCKU, Pali Bitters, drinks. These seizures occurred at strategic points across the southwest states, including Ilaro Owode Agility and Emeko Afon in Ogun State, the Ondo Ekiti Aziz Shaki and Iseyin in Oyo State, and the Lagos Metropolis. A total of 13 suspects were arrested in connection with these seizures. While some have been granted administrative bail, others have been handed over to relevant security agencies for further investigation and possible prosecution. The duty paid value of the seized goods stands at 6,140,680,000 naira only. These seizures occurred at strategic points across the southwest states, including Ilaro Owode Agility and Emeko Afon in Ogun State, the Ondo Ekiti Aziz Shaki and Iseyin in Oyo State, and the Lagos Metropolis. A total of 13 suspects were arrested in connection with these seizures. While some have been granted administrative bail, others have been handed over to relevant security agencies for further investigation and possible prosecution. While we maintain vigilance against smuggling and fraud, the FOU remains a strong partner in trade facilitation. We continue to support legitimate trade through intelligence-driven operations that strike a balance between scrutiny, enforcement, and economic growth ensuring that lawful traders are not unduly hindered in the process. In conclusion, I commend the tireless efforts of our operatives and reaffirm our steadfast commitment to securing our nation's borders against all forms of economic sabotage. We will not relent in our mission to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's trade environment and protect our economy from illicit trade practices.
Comptroller Shuaibu, who commended the diligent efforts of the operatives at the FOU Zone A, emphasizing their unwavering dedication to securing Nigeria's borders against the influx of illegal goods, reiterated the unit's ongoing commitment to dismantling smuggling networks which pose a significant threat to the nation's economy and security. In a demonstration of inter-agency cooperation, the confiscated cannabis sativa was handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA). The Deputy Commander of Narcotics, Bungudu Nasiru, who received the items, praised the partnership between the two agencies, highlighting that such seizures play a crucial role in the fight against illicit drugs and contribute to enhancing national stability.
The General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, DSM, NIPR, PSC Daga, and Chairman, Council of Customs Worldwide, hereby hand over the underlisted quantity of Indian hemp with 3 male suspects, namely Akada and 1 Toyota Camry and 1 motorcycle to NDLA.
The FOU Zone A's recent achievements underscores a strategic approach to customs enforcement, showcasing the determination of Nigerian authorities to tackle smuggling head-on and protect the integrity of the nation's borders.
The Lilipong Command of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to urge importers to come forward and make sure that their consignments are exported outside the country. He was making the appeal when he told members of the press that his command is ever ready to implement all government policies and approved by government.
Cumulative export value for the first half of 2025 stood at $1,586,041,100.25. This reflects an increase of $420.9 million over the performance of January to June last year, representing a growth rate of approximately 36%. That is talking of the volume of export for the half year 2024 and half year 2025. Now going to the trade volume. During the review period, the command processed a total of 27,721 export containers, a substantial rise from the 9,438 containers handled during the same period in 2024. This difference of 18,283 containers translates to a 200% growth in export throughput. Exports were categorized into 4 primary segments: agricultural products, manufactured goods, solid minerals, and others. As expected, agricultural produce remained the leading export with a total value of $966,733,612.40 in the first half of this year, up from $288,826,590.93 in the corresponding period of 2024.
Manufactured goods valued at $2 trillion. According to him, the command processed 27 export containers, a rise from 9,432 containers handled during the same period in 2024. The controller said that this was a difference of 18.283 containers, which translated to over 200% growth in the container throughput in the country.
This jump points to Nigeria's increasing industrial output and export diversification efforts. Because if you look at our history, manufactured goods used to account for very negligible part of the export goods we handle in this command. Then let's go to the next Nigerian Export Supervision Scheme. Under the Nigerian Export Supervision Scheme, which mandates statutory fees on all legitimate goods exported from Nigeria, the command collected 12,127,606 naira 28 kobo in the first half of 2025. This shows an extraordinary increase of 9,383,043,071 naira 59 kobo compared to 2,617,084,534 naira 49 kobo recorded in the first half of 2024. This rise underscores improved compliance and growing volume of export transactions. We have been able to make this achievement because of a stakeholder engagement. We have maintained a strong collaborative relationship with our partner government agencies, including the NDLEA, Standard Organization of Nigeria, Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service, the Nigerian Police, NAFDAC, and others. Equally, I have continued to operate an open door policy with our exporters, ensuring regular engagement, effective issue resolution, and seamless trade facilitation. These engagements have enhanced compliance and improved exporter confidence in the command processes. Stakeholders' feedback continues to affirm our efforts as the command remains a preferred hub for non-oil export, contributing positively to national growth.
According to him, the throughput of import increase also saw amount increase from industrial output and export in the country. Just before the end of this week edition of the program Custom Support, we brought you a report where seizure of 3.14 billion naira was intercepted by FOU Zone A within 3 weeks. For me, Igiseme, thanks for watching.